Welcome to Nationwide. I'm Ruth Aguele. Let's begin by telling you that President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Abuja after his official visit to Katsina State and Doha, the state of Qatar. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports that the president was received on arrival at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by his Chief of Staff, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello, and the Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Kali Baba. Also at the airport were Director General, Department of State Services, Yusuf Magaji Bichi, and other senior government officials. While in Katsina, President Buhari performed his civic duty during the last presidential and National Assembly elections by voting candidates of his choice. And in Qatar, the president participated in the 5th UN Conference on Least Developed Countries. President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated Xi Jinping on his re-election for a third 5-year term as President and Chairman of the Central Military Commission of the People's Republic of China. In a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the President says under the leadership of President Xi, relations between China and Nigeria have expanded rapidly on bilateral trade and strategic cooperation. The President trusts that the future outlook of this strategic partnership with China will continue to blossom in leaps and bounds in the areas of military, politics, trade, finance, oil and gas relations, as well as cooperation in telecommunications, agriculture, infrastructural development and manufacturing sectors. President Buhari wishes the government and people of China continued peace, progress and prosperity. Commonwealth has an incredible opportunity and responsibility to create a genuinely durable future that offers prosperity, that is in harmony with nature, and that will also secure a unique a unique planet for generations to come. Now, this is the takeaway from this year's Commonwealth Day celebrations. The extraordinary potential which Commonwealth holds is more than equal to the challenges it faces, which offers unparalleled strength, not merely to face the future, but to build it. Peace, the much-needed material for development in every society, informed the choice of theme for the 2023 celebration, forging a sustainable and peaceful Commonwealth future.
The commemoration of the year 2023 Commonwealth Day in Nigeria is a reawakening call that the promotion of unity, peace, and prosperity is the foundation of development for our country in particular and the body of Commonwealth nations in general.
Nigeria reaffirms its commitment to work alongside the Commonwealth Secretariat and member countries in the common pursuit of our shared values and to forge a sustainable and peaceful Commonwealth future for all.
That Commonwealth nations should not only stand together, but strive in practical pursuit of the global common good, for the attainment of independence and coexistence, for the good of member nations and indeed humanity at large. The 56-member body has been expanded and accommodated more smaller states, including island countries. Workforce of the Nigerian communications satellite, NIGCOMSAT, is strategically reviewing its operational environment and mapping out modalities to stay afloat in the dynamic and competitive digital technological space. Now, this is specifically, especially now, rather than the days of Nigeria's existing communication satellite, NIGCOMSAT 1R, are in numbers and other countries in the fourth industrial revolution, where reliance on ICT is heightened, and countries as well as companies that launch communications satellites are cashing out from the digital economy. NIGCOMSAT is realigning its vision and mission with current realities.
We already have plans for a replacement satellite. We're currently reviewing, we have consultants working with us on the best business model to adopt for the deployment of the replacement satellite. And I assure you, by the time 1R comes to end of life, which is still a little, it has some useful life left, we would have a replacement satellite that will be able to either directly or in partnership with other international providers.
NIGCOMSAT has been sitting on a gold mine, but we have been scratching the surface all the time. We want to now dig down, look at our infrastructure, what issues we have, what relationship we have with the builders of the satellite company, understand the issues that has to do with ground control and also other social licenses to operate. That's another pillar. We're looking at that. We're looking at health and safety. We're looking at sustainability.
IBE is focused on teamwork and customer satisfaction. The federal government's ratification of the Budapest Convention on Cybercrime, an international legal instrument, is geared towards curbing the activities of cyber criminals. In this report, Olabode Arewa examines this and other legal frameworks in place to ensure safe use of the cyberspace for Nigerians.
A typical empowerment is this training for the youth on ICT. Such knowledge-enhancing programs, which are commonplace all over the country, serve to rightly position beneficiaries to utilize such skills. However, an emerging trend is the use of the computer and social media tools to engage in cyber fraud or even propagate hate speech. Statistics by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission indicates that at least 80% of the convictions it recorded in 2021 and 2022 were cyber crimes related. Under the Cybercrimes Prohibition and Prevention Act of 2015, use of the cyberspace for sending offensive materials to anyone, defrauding, hacking, otherwise called Yahoo Yahoo, as well as cyber stalking, constitute grounds for such offenders to be prosecuted.
Generally, when you tell a lie or impute falsity to any human being, and that your imputation injures him in his credibility and reputation, you are liable to a civil proceeding. There are certain things you say under the Cyber Act, and you spread that falsehood. You go to prison for it. You go to prison without option of a fine. Once you have tried under the Cyber Act.
You see, election is coming, and people will throw tantrums and banters on each other. What we'll be saying is that, well, when you made a post on the social media, for instance, the law is that every person take the natural consequences of his act. You are liable for the post or whatever. But regarding fake news emanating from different parties, politicians here and there, we need to take cognizance of the law of defamation, either slanders or libel.
Experts in social communications have identified the damage done by disseminators of fake news to the peace and progress of the Nigerian society and even individuals. They believe that while enforcing the Cybercrimes Prohibition and Prevention Act, it should not be a tool for information censorship. Already, the National Cyber Security Policy put in place in 2021 by anti-graft agencies in the country are already yielding positive results with the frequent arrest of suspected cyber criminals. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
All right, we'll take a break now, but when we return, we'll be joining Amina in Kaduna to pick up with some more reports. So please stay tuned.
The Iyaloja General of Nigeria and daughter of the President-elect Folashade Tinubu Ojo has called on women to vote for Senator Obasani to continue the good work done by Governor Nasru Ahmed El-Rufai's administration in Kaduna State. She stated this while thanking a group of market women in Kaduna who supported Asuwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the presidential election. Mohammed Umar Ajingi reports.
Women who in a style welcomed the daughter of the president-elect Folashade Tinubu, who is in Kaduna State, to appreciate this group of women who supported Asuwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last presidential and National Assembly elections. Folashade reminded the women that as they collectively rejoice the victory of the APC during the last presidential race, the struggle is not over, as another critical elections are bringing on board people who will support the president-elect to succeed is coming up on Saturday. She therefore called on them to use same strategy of convincing more people to vote for the APC governorship candidate, Senator Obasani.
I'm here to talk to the markets women that it is important for the development to continue in Kaduna State. So let them come out on Saturday, 18th of March, and vote en masse for APC, from the bottom and from the top to the bottom.
No women, no votes. Of women of Kaduna State. Are there market women here?
The daughter of the president-elect promised to come up with ways of empowering the women of this country to be at the core center of decision-making, as well as at the forefront of moving the nation's economy through their various businesses and investments across the country. In Kaduna, Muhammad Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
Religious leaders in Kaduna State have called on citizens to accept the outcome of the governorship and state assembly elections in good faith. Adam Sunday reports.
Religious leaders in Kaduna are calling on the people of the state to conduct themselves peacefully in the forthcoming governorship and state assembly elections scheduled for March 18. They also call on them to accept the outcome of the election result in good faith.
I'm calling on Christians and Muslims and even other faiths in this country. They should accept the will of God, meaning the outcome of this election. Whatsoever faith you identify yourself with, you are a Nigerian. We need peace. We've seen enough crisis in this country. Population violence, we don't want to see it again.
By the time you start destroying or killing people, you are not changing anything. The results still remain. And the resources to be used to put comfort into people will be used to repair the damages you caused. In the next 4 years, it could be the turn of your candidate. The politicians should accept results.
They say the good people of Kaduna State should not allow election results to divide them, but promote religious harmony and peaceful coexistence among themselves. They call on whoever emerges victorious to be magnanimous in victory. Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
And that's it from here. It's back to Ruth in Abuja. That's it from here.
Thank you, Amina. After weeks of petrol scarcity in Abuja, which triggered long queues at filling stations, normalcy we hear seems to have returned as commuters go about their daily business without the usual long hours of waiting to buy fuel. Asabe Williams will tell us an update now.
Major filling stations that used to have heavy queues before were without the usual sights, as most of the filling stations dispense petrol to the cars in their various outlets, and the long lines have now thinned out.
About 10 minutes ago, I came in and I'm almost getting close to the fuel pumps now. As far as I'm concerned, at least we can say that we are moving. But if this tempo can be maintained, we won't be suffering the way we suffered.
Although the situation was varied at locations visited, but observations indicated an improvement of the situation in past weeks. Hope seems to have been restored with the general availability of the products, while expectations remain that before the week runs out, normalcy will be fully restored.
It has improved because last week I slept here last week, but this day I just came, just moving. There's no queue there, safe.
How long have you been on queue, sir?
No, it's up to 5 minutes. I just came. There's no queue at all. We hope for more improvements, so there will not be queuing for fuel.
This development is seen as a welcome one, as motorists heave a huge sigh of relief. Asabe Williams, NTA News.
Worried by the increasing number of illegal estates along Idu train station in the Federal Capital Territory and other parts of the city, the FCT administration, through the Department of Development Control, says it is set to begin demolition of the contravening structures. Director of the department, Mukhtar Galadima, handed down the notice while briefing the media in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
Stance by the city managers is equal to a series of adverts on social media on availability of estates for sale in the FCT by land grabbers and illegal developers of housing estates. Director Development Control Department Mukhtar Galadima explains that these areas advertised have not yet been detailed with design layout, but people are carrying fake title documents that it is being allocated by INEC. He warns that it is against the city development.
To educate the public and to inform them that some of these adverts are on illegal estate development. Our attention has been drawn to some areas of the city that people are developing without even title document.
He says henceforth developers of illegal structures and land grabbers will be made to pay for the cost of demolition before prosecution.
As a department, we have done what is necessary. We have already served all relevant notices. We have marked those structures. The public should note that at the appropriate time, we are going to embark on the removal exercise.
A case in hand, he adds, is the ongoing illegal development along the Idu train station, Apo and Lugbe areas of the FCT. Onoze Yakubu.
Right, let's make another stop, this time in Lagos, as we join Michael. Michael?
Thank you, Ruth. Ahead of his prosecution for reckless driving, Oluwaseun Osinbajo, the bus driver involved in last Thursday's accident with a train, is currently receiving medical attention at the Federal Medical Center Ebute Metta after undergoing a surgery for internal wounds he sustained in the accident. This was disclosed by the Commissioner of Police Railway Command, Yetunde Lunge. Hingno John Adams tells us more.
We have guards.
Commissioner of Police, Railway Command, said the BRT driver was transferred from the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps office within her area of jurisdiction after receiving first aid treatment following the unfortunate accident last Thursday. He was then taken to Lasuth, where samples were taken to test for illegal substance. But on Saturday, he complained of feeling sick and was rushed to FMC Ebute Metta, where it was discovered that he had internal injuries and was admitted.
In the early hours of Sunday, that is 12th March, we were informed by the policeman that was guarding him that they had to rush him into the theater. He came out of the theater and as at now, he's responding to treatment.
She explained that investigation is still ongoing into his alleged role in the accident.
We have guards at the entrance of, or by the door of his ward. Until he recovers, there's no way we can take him to court.
While families of those who lost their lives in the accident are still mourning their loved ones and the injured nursing their wounds, relevant authorities are on their toes to ensure those affected receive all the support they require. Meanwhile, Oreolua Aino, the corps member who lost her life in the accident, has been buried. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
There is a renewed determination to upscale gender parity by leveraging opportunities provided by technology to drive innovation. Towards achieving this goal, the maritime sector wants women to move steps further by signaling interest in the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund, CVFF, in order to dominate the shipping business. It is a woman's world, driven by the reality of what will have been the color of the universe if they are absent. But to further entrench their participation and give them a place of pride that benefits their status, this platform is advocating an innovative solution to achieving that goal. The maritime industry, for instance, accounting for 2% of women from the 1.2 million seafarers across the world, is incorporating technology and innovation to stimulate gender equality, and as a starting point, the National Seafarers Development Program, NSDP, and other trainings will henceforth have specific slots allotted to women.
Women can equally be part and parcel to the ship owners. By venturing into the issue of the Cabotage Vessel Financing Fund, women should not only be shy to explore the participation of major projects in the maritime industry, like establishment of jetties.
While the forum expects more women to follow the trail of successful individuals, it is equally emphasizing the importance of getting equipped with the right tools.
The maritime industry, the surveillance processes must be driven by technology, and the women should please take on this challenge to ensure that we embed technology in our processes.
We have the mentorship group who can pick them up very small, groom them, and from there we begin to pick.
The blue economy, for it to grow, you really need a lot of technology and digitalization. And with the focus women bring to bear on any work they do, bringing this to their consciousness will further help drive the required growth.
The consensus going forward is that equity will not just materialize, but there is need for women to empower themselves through collaboration and support for one another. Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles for displayed on your screen for updates. That is it from here. Is now back to Ruth for the continuation of the news.
Thank you, Michael. The meeting between leadership of the All Progressives Congress and the senators and members of the House of Representatives elect on the party's platform is underway at the presidential villa, Abuja. The meeting, holding behind closed doors, is being attended by the National Assembly members-elect and members of the National Working Committee of the APC, led by the National Chairman, Abdullahi Adamu. Others in attendance are leaders of the current 9th National Assembly, Senator Ahmed Lawan and Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. The Vice President-elect, Kashim Shettima, is also in attendance. All right, let's head to Benin now to join Ogochukwuka to pick up with some more reports.
Welcome to Benin. The commanders want those having an intent to truncate the Saturday, March 18 State Assembly election to have a rethink or be decisively dealt with. The police public relations officer, Edo State Command Chidi Nwabuzo, gave the warning while speaking on the preparation by the police ahead of the exercise. Good luck, Enaini reports.
Over 11,000 combined security operatives were deployed for the presidential and National Assembly elections held on the February 25, but not without reports of electoral misconduct in some polling units. Ahead of Saturday's State Assembly election in Edo, the State Police Command says it has fine-tuned its security architecture. Of the 14,000 security operatives that will be deployed, the police accounts for 7,000.
We've actually learned our lessons from what happened in the last presidential and National Assembly elections. And that thing that happened was some skeleton of vehicular movement. We've been able to identify that and provide solutions to deal with that.
Spokesperson for the command, Chidiwa warned that those bent on disrupting the process will be decisively dealt with.
The Inspector General of Police expanding the command given by the President that such person or person should be shoot aside. That order will be enforced.
He advised parents and guardians to caution their children and wards to resist the temptation to be used as tools by politicians in perpetrating any acts. In Benin, good luck in NTA News.
Residents and traders in Akure, Ondo State, are groaning over the rejection of old 1,500 naira notes amidst scarcity of the new ones. Abiola Rio has the situation reports.
Shasha Market is a major foodstuff market in Akure metropolis, cohabiting with Yoruba despite being a Hausa community. In the last couple of weeks, traders in this market were not rejecting old naira notes from customers, but today the story has changed in spite of the Supreme Court's ruling on the acceptance of the old currency till December, in addition to the plea by the Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu in a broadcast. The story of rejection is the same in other markets and points of sale.
We don't collect old money in this market due to what is happening in the town now. People refuse to collect it because if you collect old money, you do not see a place to spend it.
As we are talking about 1,000 naira, they not collect them for inside Shasha. They refuse to collect them.
Some of the traders who had earlier accepted the old naira notes are in a fix.
This is 1,000. I collected it since the day before yesterday. Up to now, they never collect from my hand. That is why we don't collect too.
Residents look up to the government for a lasting solution to the crisis. In Akure, Abiola Rio, NTA News.
This news bulletin is going to have another stopover in Jos. Felicia is there. That will be after.
To have you join us in Jos. We begin with electoral matters, as the Independent National Electoral Commission, Plateau State, has assured citizens of the state of its readiness to conduct a credible March 18 governorship and state houses of assembly elections. Resident Electoral Commissioner, Plateau State, Dr. Oliver Teso Agundu, gave the assurance in Jos while speaking on his level of preparedness. Mary Domtour has details.
The governorship and houses of assembly elections were rescheduled by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the 18th of March 2023. As voters warm up for the exercise, the electoral body in the state says preparations are on top gear to conduct the polls, as it has taken delivery of all the sensitive materials for the elections.
We have decided also that those who are deploying the field by this Saturday have a refresher training, which we have scheduled for Thursday and Friday.
The Commission says it has reviewed the challenges of the last exercise and has deployed new strategies for a good outing.
We are working on our logistics, early deployment of materials and men at the polling unit. When the poll open early, people will have time to vote. We are also working on the right deployment of materials to places they ought to be. We are meeting with all heads of security in Plateau State here in the state office, and I will draw their attention to that fact that they should help the commission by ensuring that anyone who is found wanting in the course of the performance of their duty should be apprehended and dealt with according to law.
In Jos, Mary Replong Domtour, NTA News.
In an effort to give traditional rulers in Plateau State a pride of place, Governor Simon Lalong has performed the coronation and presentation of staff of office to 6 traditional rulers in Mikang and Shandam local government areas. Rinret Silvanus Lot reports.
Governor Lalong began with the installation and presentation of third-class staff of office to the Long Piapung Mishkom Lawrence in Shell in Mikang local government area, where he charged the monarch to be fair and just in serving his people.
You are required to work for the good of your people and the general interest of Plateau State. Ensure that you do not only discharge this burden to the fear of God, but with passion to lead your people out of poverty, illiteracy, disease and crime.
In Shandam, the governor presented second and third class staff of office to 5 upgraded traditional rulers in the area, which are the Long Mikat Mishkom Manu Denjuma, Long Manbial Mishkom Yakubu Longshal, Long Paul Mishkom Bolnan Bawa, Long Jibam Mishkom Ali Zemlong, and Long Gobu Mishkom Kenneth Kwapto. He challenged the traditional rulers to live by their oath of office towards promoting peace and unity in their domain.
I value the role of traditional rulers. Those of them who stood with me in maintaining peace on the path.
Longomai of Shandam, Mishkom Martin Shelders III, and the Longtel, Donald Pontel, commend Governor Lalong for his practical demonstration of political will in strengthening the traditional institution in the state. In Jos, Rinret Silvanus Lot, NTA News.
Those are the stories from Jos. Ruth is back to you in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Thank you very much, Felicia. Judicial independence has been identified as the cornerstone of every democratic government that projects the rights of citizens. It is in the light of this that more than 100 judges and heads of courts across the country converged on Abuja with the aim of strengthening quality judicial services. Judiciary correspondent Dele Atumbi reports.
Judicial officers from all over the Federation coming together to brainstorm on ways of enhancing judicial independence and quick dispensation of justice. Their aim is to ensure that the judicial system aids and protects democratic norms. To achieve this, the judicial officers are of the view that civil liberty must be protected. It is a common ground among the judicial officers that the system can only function optimally through hard work and being proactive in protecting the integrity of the courts by eliminating inefficiency and corruption.
Democracy strives on the respect for the rule of law. Its principles also advocate the independence of the judiciary, the doctrine of separation of powers, guarantee of fundamental rights, freedom of expression epitomized by free press and media, as well as free and fair elections.
It is when the judiciary works independently without interference from any arm of government or individual, then we can say justice has been served.
They agreed that in exercising the discretion of the court, premium must be given to law of equity and good conscience, regardless of which political winds are blowing. In the dispensation of justice to both high and the low, the judicial officers must be courageous in discharging their duties.
It is our collective responsibilities to safeguard the independence of the judiciary, knowing fully well that the prestige of the judiciary is indeed essential in a system of government such as ours, in which the judiciary functions independently.
Participants affirmed that the independence of the judiciary is the pillar of democracy. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
Still on the judiciary, the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal has reserved judgment on the suit filed by the governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, challenging the decision of a governorship election tribunal to nullify his victory at the 2022 governorship election in Osun State. The 3-man panel of justices, led by Justice Mohammed Shaibu, took the decision after parties to the suit adopted their final addresses. During Monday's proceedings, counsel to Adeleke, Onyechi Ikbazu, SAN, submitted that, contrary to the 1999 constitution, a member of the tribunal panel failed to air her opinion, but only appended her signature on the tribunal's judgment. However, counsel to former Governor Gboyega Oyetola Lateef Fagbemi held that merely signing the judgment without making a comment did not make the judgment invalid. Let's move away from that. The Independent National Electoral Commission says lapses identified in the February 25th presidential and National Assembly elections are being tackled to ensure hitch-free governorship and state houses of assembly elections. Director of Voter Education and Publicity of INEC, Victor Aluko, says staff of the commission responsible for observed glitches will be sanctioned. Lydia Sampson reports.
As INEC continues to receive commendation and knocks for February 25th polls, Gaston Good Morning Nigeria observed that the electoral process so far has emphasized the supremacy of voters, with some political actors losing their strongholds. The guests look forward to a better outing for INEC in the March 18th governorship and state assembly elections.
People losing their bases, people who are supposed to be institutions, suddenly losing. You know, it's a testament to the fact that we are having a new electoral process where nobody, no godfather, can lay claim to victory until the results are counted.
In going into the governorship, we do not want to say that things will go wrong. We want things to work well. If INEC succeeds, it's all Nigerians that succeed. It's Nigeria that is succeeding. So we want to also put out a positive messaging out there, which is why we, in our recommendation from the reports we issued on the election,
talk to ourselves, build our psychology, because it is an election. There must be a winner, there must be a loser. The tendency for politicians to activate the do or die tendency, I think, is an old-fashioned thing that no longer has a place in our electoral lexicon, and we no longer need it.
The guests decried the do-or-die politics and mindset of certain political actors who believe they must win by all means. They are emphatic that playing by the rules will enshrine transparency in the electoral process. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Well, they're saying that no election should be a do-or-die affair, but a platform for healthy competition seems to be losing its vital meaning among some Nigerians, as seen after the first lap of the 2023 general elections. This is because the once cordial relationship among people is now being threatened by political differences, ideology, and even religion. In this special report, Michael Olale sought people's opinion on the right attitude to elections as Nigerians prepare for governorship and state houses of assembly polls.
It is the electioneering season and a time when opinions invariably differ and usually divided either in favor or against a particular party or individuals. From the electorate, however, healthy debate devoid of provocation is expected to be the norms, but the emotion put into the 2023 general elections is making some people to cross the caution lines. Baffled by this trend, I met with Simon Okoro, a medical practitioner who shared same sentiments. He narrates a scenario on a social media group platform and how issues revolving around the election almost tore the membership apart.
It was very explosive until the admin had to ban all forms of political discussion on the platform for temper to cool down. Then after that, there was a kind of appeal that what we are ultimately striving to achieve is the progress of Nigeria, irrespective of whichever tribe that each person belongs to.
The social media seems to be the active force for driving these sentiments, with some users supporting their opinions with religious claim and ethnicity.
Don't allow yourself to be used to truncate proper, sane processes.
In the face of this ugly scenario, what then should be the role of the citizens in entrenching peaceful atmosphere?
Election is not do or die. It doesn't matter whether the person is a Muslim or a Christian or other religion. As long as Nigerians come, we think Nigeria, we need to begin to reorientate our people's mind to take Nigeria. Nigeria first, before any other thing.
Stakeholders in the Nigeria project want the citizens not to allow issues like election divide their common aspiration for a prosperous and virile nation. In Lagos, Michael Alale, NTA News.
Industry players in Nigeria's data storage system say the country is in need of a sophisticated data bank as it is critical for national development. What role does a data bank play in promoting national development? Well, this is what Toibat and Ifeoshe, our correspondent, seeks to find out.
Just like financial valuables are often stored in financial banks, a data bank is simply an archive of valuable information which could be online or offline.
It's absolutely critical because
Itorolini is an independent data consultant based in the United Kingdom. She believes that a properly harnessed data bank would facilitate proper planning, which often translates to national prosperity.
You need to understand the demographics of the country, and you need to understand what people need. So in terms of like income, gender, age, level of education, these are the kind of information that you need to start with, because this helps you to inform where you go and what kind of projects that you probably need to implement. Data also helps you to understand the impact of those activities. So if you're doing things to improve on healthcare, on education, are you measuring, are you understanding, are things moving in the direction that you want it to go?
The National Identity Management Commission was set up in 2007 to manage Nigeria's identity database. But this tech expert believes that the government needs to do more in terms of achieving a centralized data bank.
And presently we have data scattered all over. We have NIN here, we have BVN, we have driver's license, we have passport number. Present as you know, that data is somehow being harmonized. Where, for instance, you need your BVN to open an account. You need your NIN to get an international passport. We're not there yet, but we're making progress.
One central message from many tech experts is the fact that the government can harmonize all the data banks available in various government agencies, as this would help improve our national development. In Abuja, Toiba and Ifeoshe, NTA.
Before now, traders in Akwa Ibom State will usually smile to the banks as a result of high volume of transactions when cash will exchange hands due to increasing demand for goods and services. Today, the times are changing. It seems abnormal as some Gari traders in Uyo who lament poor patronage, however, say purchasing Gari at the moment involves a compulsory exchange of cash for the commodity. Let's hear from Kelvin Samuel.
Despite the harsh economic situation occasioned by the cash swap, market traders and residents try to run their businesses as usual, but things, they say, are no longer the same. For Gari sellers in Uyo, consumers are having tough times with them, but some of the sellers at the market around Uyo metropolis in Akwa Ibom State share reasons they do not accept money transfers from customers.
Because of this money problem, because of this transfer, they add money for us. How we buy it and how we used to buy it before. So now we are selling, before we used to sell 4 cups at 200 naira. Now we are selling 2.5 at 200 because of the transfer, because of the money problem.
It's really affecting because I did not have cash to go and buy market. It's not everybody that are collecting transfer from their business. So I cannot go and buy market to bring it to my shop. That is why it's affects. Even though it's Gari, yeah, people that are going out to go and buy it in another state, they did not collect transfer because of the old women that are doing the Gari. They don't need transfer.
The cashless policy really affects us generally. Before we do sales, people will come to the market, buy from us. They give us money. But now, we will stay in the morning till night. We can't sell because everybody wants to do transfer. Although when we want to go to the village to get the Gari from our town, people there, they don't collect transfer. they want physical cash. So they think it's really, really affecting us.
Traders on their part say the price of Gari has increased due to high cost of transportation, fuel and cash scarcity. As the wholesale traders demand for physical cash before purchasing goods, since they too buy from rural women who in most cases don't operate bank accounts.
We beg government now to put help and help us to reduce everything, add money in the bank so that people will go there and reduce money and buy things from us, because there is no market, we cannot sell. People are not buying, they need transfer from us.
If I want to collect transfer, I will charge from the transfer. If they want to do POS, I'll charge like 200 if they want to buy something of 1,000. Give them to just release this money for us so that we can maintain our customer.
But now, just look at it, you will not see people. People are passing by. Everybody wants to do transfer. But not to do the transfer is bad. But when we do the transfer, how are we going to withdraw the money and go to the market, to the village and buy Gari?
In all, the traders look forward to better days while hoping on government for quick intervention through availability of the new Naira notes. In Uyo, Kevin Samuel, NTA News.
A midnight fire incident has engulfed goods worth millions of naira at Singa Market in Kano. Yohannes Hassan visited the scene of the inferno and files in this report.
The first rain that dropped in Abuja was on 25th February this year. Since then, there has been...
The fire incident started around 2 a.m. at the Savannah building in Singa Popular Market in Kano, with many shops razed and owners in sorrow. Mbano Eugene is among the traders who lost millions of naira to the inferno.
I have honor to give God glory. To me, I give God praise because I know why it happened like that.
To rescue some of our goods, but we couldn't be able to open the warehouse. So everything that we have there got burned, all of them.
Though firefighters were able to quench the fire, only few goods from the razed shops and warehouses were evacuated. They appeal to government and well-meaning individuals to come to their aid. In Kano, Yohannes Hassan, NTA News.